the spotlight has always been both a blessing and a burden, especially in an industry where every glance, every pause, and every smile can spark 1,000 interpretations. Recently, the attention surrounding Su Kai and Tan Song-yoon has intensified, not just because of their on-screen collaboration, but due to something far more intriguing, an undercurrent of tension and intimacy that fans and media alike are struggling to define. What began as a standard promotional cycle for their latest project quickly evolved into something that felt far less scripted. At first glance, their chemistry appeared polished, professional, and carefully constructed. After all, the entertainment industry thrives on creating believable connections to captivate audiences. Yet, beneath that polished surface, there were moments that didn't quite align with the usual playbook. During several press events, Su Kai's demeanor seemed subtly different when Tan Song-yoon was present. His usual composed and confident posture occasionally softened, giving way to fleeting expressions that hinted at something more personal. These were not grand gestures, but rather micro-expressions, quick smiles, prolonged eye contact, and a noticeable shift in tone when addressing her directly. Tan Song-yoon, known for her calm and collected personality, also exhibited slight but significant changes. Her laughter, often measured in formal settings, appeared more spontaneous when interacting with Su Kai. There were instances where she seemed to momentarily forget the presence of cameras, leaning slightly closer or responding in a way that felt instinctive rather than rehearsed. Observers began to question whether these moments were simply the result of strong professional synergy or something deeper. In an industry where promotional strategies are meticulously planned, it is not uncommon for agencies to encourage a certain level of chemistry between co-stars. However, what makes this situation compelling is the inconsistency of the narrative. If this were purely a strategic maneuver, one would expect uniformity, consistent behavior across all appearances, predictable interactions, and clear boundaries that reinforce the illusion without risking overexposure. Instead, what we see with Su Kai and Tan Song-yoon is variability. Some interviews feel entirely professional, almost distant, while others carry an undeniable warmth that feels difficult to fabricate. One particularly telling moment occurred during a live interview segment. When asked about their working relationship, Su Kai paused longer than expected before responding. That pause, though brief, was enough to spark speculation. It suggested a moment of internal processing, as if he were carefully choosing words that balanced honesty with discretion. Tan Song-yoon's response to similar questions often leaned toward humor, subtly deflecting attention while maintaining a light atmosphere. Yet, even within her jokes, there were hints of sincerity, an acknowledgement of their close rapport that extended beyond typical co-star dynamics. Body language experts have long emphasized that genuine emotions often reveal themselves through involuntary actions. In this case, both actors displayed signs that could be interpreted as authentic connection. Mirrored gestures, synchronized movements, and a natural rhythm in conversation that is difficult to choreograph. However, it is essential to consider the broader context. The Chinese entertainment industry, like many others, is highly competitive and driven by visibility. Viral rumors, whether true or not, can significantly boost a project's reach. From this perspective, the speculation surrounding Su Kai and Tan Song-yoon could very well be part of a calculated promotional strategy designed to keep audiences engaged. Yet, there is a fine line between strategy and spontaneity. What makes their interactions stand out is the presence of unscripted moments. Those brief lapses where the polished facade seems to slip, revealing something more genuine underneath. These are the moments that fans latch onto, replaying clips and dissecting every detail in search of hidden meaning. Social media has played a crucial role in amplifying these observations. Short video clips highlighting their interactions have gone viral, each accompanied by captions that range from playful speculation to confident assertions of a real-life romance. The speed at which these narratives spread only adds to the complexity of the situation. Interestingly, neither Su Kai nor Tan Song-yoon has made any definitive statements to confirm or deny the rumors. This silence, intentional or not, serves to fuel the ongoing discussion. In the absence of clear answers, audiences are left to interpret the evidence on their own, often projecting their own desires and expectations onto the narrative. Another layer to consider is the nature of their individual personalities. Su Kai, often perceived as reserved, tends to reveal little about his personal life. Tan Song-yoon, on the other hand, is known for her grounded and approachable demeanor. The contrast between them creates a dynamic that is both intriguing and difficult to decode. Their on-screen partnership has undoubtedly contributed to the intensity of the speculation. When actors deliver convincing performances, it becomes increasingly challenging for audiences to separate fiction from reality. In this case, their ability to portray deep emotional connection has blurred those lines even further. Yet, professional excellence alone cannot fully explain the subtle nuances observed in their real-life interactions. There is a level of comfort between them that suggests familiarity, an ease that typically develops over time rather than being manufactured for a promotional campaign. At the same time, it would be naive to dismiss the possibility of strategic intent entirely. Entertainment agencies are well aware of the power of shipping culture and often leverage it to maximize audience engagement. By allowing just enough ambiguity, they create a narrative that keeps fans invested without making any commitments. What sets this situation apart is the apparent lack of rigid control. The narrative feels organic, evolving with each new appearance rather than following a predetermined script. This unpredictability is precisely what keeps the audience captivated. There have also been moments where their interactions appeared slightly restrained, as if both parties were consciously holding back. These instances suggest an awareness of the public scrutiny they are under, reinforcing the idea that there is more beneath the surface than what is being openly displayed. The question then becomes, are we witnessing a carefully orchestrated illusion or the early stages of something genuine? The answer may lie somewhere in between. It is entirely possible that what began as a professional collaboration gradually developed into a more personal connection. Human relationships are rarely linear, and in an environment as intense as the entertainment industry, emotions can evolve quickly. Long hours on set, shared experiences, and the pressure of public attention can create bonds that transcend professional boundaries. At the same time, both Soo Kai and Tan Song-yoon are seasoned professionals who understand the implications of public perception. Any genuine feelings would likely be handled with caution, particularly given the potential impact on their careers. The ambiguity surrounding their relationship may, in fact, be a deliberate choice. By maintaining a level of mystery, they preserve their privacy while allowing the public to remain engaged. It is a delicate balance, one that requires careful navigation. As the speculation continues, fans find themselves caught between skepticism and hope. Some view the interactions as a masterclass in promotional strategy, while others see them as glimpses of a real connection struggling to remain hidden. Ultimately, the truth may never be fully revealed, and perhaps that is part of the allure. In an age where so much information is readily accessible, the existence of unanswered questions adds a sense of intrigue that is increasingly rare. What remains undeniable is the impact they have had as a pair. Whether their chemistry is purely professional or something more, it has resonated deeply with audiences, sparking conversations that extend far beyond their original project. Their story, or at least the version presented to the public, serves as a reminder of the power of perception. It highlights how easily narratives can be constructed, deconstructed, and reimagined based on limited information. In the end, the fascination with Soo Kai and Tan Song-yoon is not just about them as individuals, but about what they represent. A blurred line between reality and performance, where every interaction becomes a piece of a larger puzzle. And as long as that puzzle remains incomplete, the world will continue to watch, analyze, and wonder, searching for clues in every glance, every smile, and every silence that speaks louder than words.